I remember the first time I decided that I wanted to be different. I wanted different for my family, for me. I just wanted different. And I remember like it was yesterday. Our daughter was born, and I had a long labor. It was my first child, so I labored for 2.5 days. I went in on a Monday, and my daughter was born Wednesday night at 11:40 p.m. I was a prolonged rupture. Those of you know I was in labor. I was in a lot of pain. And I remember after she was born, they laid her on my chest, and I was just overwhelmed with emotion, like any mom, right? My husband was beside me. My sister was there with my nephews. It was just a very emotional moment. And I just remember wanting to be different. I wanted different. I was a new mom in my early 20s. I didn't know what I was doing. And I just knew my husband by my side made everything okay. Like having him right there, I knew I was going to be okay. And I'm looking in my daughter's eyes and I'm just like, I want to be different. I want to be better for her. I want to give her more than I could ever give her. But it started with that moment her with her in my arms. But I didn't know what better meant. I didn't know what more meant. I didn't know what different meant at that time. I couldn't have seen into the future. But in that moment, I just knew I wanted different. And at the time, my husband just started undergrad, and he had classes at night because he had to work during the day, and I was a stay-at-home mom. And I remember the day of his orientation, I was there with him with our daughter, and our daughter had to be about 6 weeks old. She was super, super small. And the admin assistant at the desk, she said, it was an elderly woman. She said, "Remember this, the days are long, but the years are short." And I didn't quite understand what that meant. I was a new mom, wet behind the ears, still trying to navigate and figure this out. My husband's taking his classes and register. We're going through orientation. We're going through the whole process. I couldn't understand the magnitude of what she said. Fast forward 18 years later, my daughter is 18. I have 6 children. She graduated from high school already. She's in college, living her life. And it felt like I blinked and there she was. But I knew at that time when she was born, I wanted different. I didn't know what different looked like. I didn't know that different was going to be homeschooling her throughout her entire life. I didn't know that different meant that I'd be a wife and a mom of 6 children. I didn't know that different meant that this would be the lifestyle that we would live and lead for 18 plus years. I couldn't have. I didn't know different meant being married to my husband for celebrating our 20th year this year. I wouldn't have known that at all. There was no way I could have seen that. But it is my reality now. And I shared this with you all to say, don't look at where you start. Look at how you're finishing the race. It doesn't matter how you start. I learned so much along my homeschooling journey, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, the ins and outs. I learned so much. And that is why I'm so passionate about helping you do it the way that works for you and for your family. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, it was tough. I won't lie to you there, it was tough. The first couple of years were a struggle because I didn't know what I was doing. I had this idea that school had to look like what I went through because I'm a product of the public and private school systems, right? I thought that's what it was supposed to look like. I didn't know that there was a way to do it differently. My first couple of years, I was doing school at home, overwhelming my children, my husband, my family. Even my dog was overwhelmed. I remember my husband came home from work. I was sitting at the dinner table crying. I was in tears because I was so stressed out. And he said to me, if this is what homeschooling is going to look like, I'd rather you send the children to school because I don't like seeing you like this. And that hit me. It hit me so hard because I didn't understand what he meant at the time. I was mad at him. I was like, how dare you? You know how hard I worked? I'm working to get this right. But I realized what he meant. He loved me more than watching me struggle to do something that my children can go get somewhere else. But it was in that phrase, that moment, that I realized I had to dig deep and do different. Different meant embracing our differences, embracing our reality, walking into my acceptance that I was a mom at the time. I had 4 children, that I couldn't operate like a school because I wasn't running or managing a school. My children are not students. They're children, my children. I am not a teacher, I'm the mother. I'm leading a household, not managing a school system or a classroom. That's when it clicked. That's when things started to make sense. And that is what I teach moms in my homeschooling community, the BaddieHood, which stands for becoming aligned, disciplined, determined, intentional every day, honoring our own destiny. That's what the BaddieHood is. It's not just a collection of letters. No, it's a movement. It's what I went through my process. It's the moment I became aligned, Started walking in alignment. I became disciplined, determined, intentional every day, honoring our own destiny, honoring our own destiny. We each have a destiny that we have to honor. But when we are walking out of alignment, when we're not in our purposeful journey and we're just throwing things at the wall, hoping it sticks, that's where the problem lies. That's where the disconnect is. A lot of times we think it's the homeschooling, the resources, the lack of resources, the curriculum, the cost of the curriculum, our children, our learning styles, our parenting styles. No, it's us. It's you. It's me. It's our inability to see and embrace our truth. We want to be something that we're not. We're letting the world dictate our standards. We're letting the world tell us what success should look like. We're not even listening to the voices inside our home. The moment I started walking in alignment is when everything started to shift. That's when everything started to change. That's where things started to make sense. That's where I started to find peace, love, joy, and happiness. That's where I started to find me. I found me. I found me in that process. I lost myself along the way because I thought I had to live up to the expectation that homeschool had to look like public school at home. I lost myself along the way when I started listening to the voices on the outside of my home as opposed to the ones on the inside. And I share this with you because I understand. So if you are this mom on the cusp of quitting and giving up on your dream to be a homeschool mom, let me help you. Let me help you customize, design a homeschool plan that matches your real life. Let me help you get unstuck because I know all too well what that feels like. There were times I used to wake up out of sleep and I panic because I was like, I'm doing something wrong. There were times where I would pack my children up, put their backpacks on their backs and drive around the school and say, you know what, I'm just going to send you to school because I didn't think I could do it. And that is what the enemy wants you to think. But the truth is, you are the most qualified, capable person to do this job. You just need a system. You just need someone that understands and can partner alongside you to build it out in a way that matches your life. Because only you know your life more than anybody else. Only you know what you want. But if you don't have a foundation to build upon, nothing's going to sustain it. So I say this and I share with you this that you have an opportunity to join a community of moms that are doing just one thing, living out loud, walking in their purpose, aligning themselves. We call ourselves the BaddieHood because we are becoming aligned, disciplined, determined, intentional every day, honoring our own destiny. That's what we're doing. And we are becoming. And we welcome you with open arms. So if you are interested in joining the community right now, go ahead and click the link down below. I look forward to meeting you and cannot wait to share with you all the things about homeschooling because not only is homeschooling better in community, community is essential. So if you're ready to get started, go ahead and hit the link down below. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. That way you can get notifications when I drop a new video. I look forward to meeting you and I cannot wait for you to discover the destiny that you've been called to walk into. And that is the most important part of this amazing journey called life is walking into your purpose and accepting your truth. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below this video. Go ahead and click the link at the homeschoolmombaddie.com website. It'll say join the BaddieHood. Click on it and it'll get you in there. I can't wait to meet you. In the meantime, be kind to yourself, love yourself, and remember for your homeschool mom baddies, you got this. I will see you next time. Take care.